Good evening, YouTube. Uh, Please forgive the lighting. I'm gonna do this at night. Uh, Queen Sugar just went off, and ordinarily I would just wait until the morning and maybe watch through the episode again so I can get the details right. But I kind of wanted to do this now while I'm fresh from just enjoying this episode. So I'm going to review. I'm going to kind of recap and review Queen Sugar episode 3. Okay, third episode. So let's kick it off with Nova. Surprisingly, Nova had the I think the smallest role in this particular episode. Uh, I tend to think of her as being the protagonist, the main character, but uh, the other characters kind of took a more prominent role in this particular episode. So the only thing significant about her role was, first, there was a young boy who they weren't clear about who this young boy is, unless I just missed it. So he's in prison. Looks like an adult prison for a crime he says he did not commit. She goes there to visit him. She's encouraging him to fight. So apparently she believes in him. So I don't know if it's just someone, a distant relative, or if this is actually her son. He's young enough to be her son. So I don't know. I don't think they let us in on that quite yet. Other than that, so let's move on to some of the other characters. Okay, so Charlie and Davis. Okay, so Davis comes and he explains. Now, my guess was I thought he was going to be innocent because all they really showed was him carrying this girl into the room. We didn't know there was still room there that they could have created a story around him being innocent and just maybe carrying her because she's too drunk to walk or whatever. But uh, I'm surprised to find out that he he did have sex with that girl, but he's saying that it wasn't a rape, that she was a paid prostitute and she's just trying to cash in, kind of thing. So I'm not clear if she's getting a soft for him, but it's clear that his son Micah, who at first didn't want to have anything to do with him, was very angry with his father because of him involved in the scandal and cheating on his mother. So Micah, the kid, I guess he's 15, 16 years old. He very much wants to go home with his father. He wants to get the family back together again. And so Charlie is not ready to do that. Plus, she's got all these issues with the farm. And so it looks like Micah is going to go back and live with the father until they get things ironed out at the farm there. So the will was read and the farm was left to all three children equally. The father expressed in the will that he would wants them to, to farm the land. The initial reaction was no. Charlie and her sister Nova both are not interested in coming and working a farm. However, now, so I guess I kind of I get kind of feel for Ralph Angel now because he's actually passionate about keeping the farm. He wants to work the land, and he's not really a skilled person. It's sort of like it would be the natural progression for him to take over the land, his father's land, and to work it, and that's what he wants to do. But of course, the situation was so precarious. So anyway, okay, Davis is being questioned by the police. So this girl, who apparently she's a prostitute, is going to drag them through the courts, probably playing for a settlement because she's screwing all these athletes. She screwed all those athletes. That's some prostitute. More will be revealed there. Okay, but he sounded like he was being sincere about what actually happened. So, and I should add that the kid Micah asked the mother about these allegations against the father, and she told him that the girl was a prostitute. And so, even though him screwing a prostitute is not a good thing as far as the family goes, it's a lot better than him raping a girl. Okay. So he's ready to forgive his father and go home and try to fix the family. And he is going to do that. By the end of the episode, he hasn't left yet, but he's already announced that he is leaving the next day or so. Okay. Evie, Charlie. Okay, this guy Revy invites Charlie to a potluck, some kind of community type dinner with the other black farmers there. And so at first she says no, of course, and then eventually she says yes. So she gets to meet some of the other black. Let me look myself pretty for you. She gets to meet some of the other black farmers in the community. Apparently, this guy, Laundry, is in the habit of taking these black farmers' property, buying it very very cheap, and owning all the land. He's a wealthy man, but he likes to beat them out of their land. So he offers them $850. He offers them $850 for the land per acre, and the land is worth twice that much. And so he's just trying to get it for a song. And they tell him no. Okay. Okay. So Charlie, what else? Looks like before we didn't know what the relationship was between the three siblings because both girls have a different mother. But Charlie has a different mother than Ralph Angel and Nova. And so that was explained a little more. She was there for the summers. So she was raised with them only on the summer. She would come for the summer. So apparently she was raised by her mother during the other months. So that kind of explains that. Okay. He goes off on, let me see. This is Charlie. Michael wants to go. What's that? Okay. So, moving right along, let's talk about Ralph Angel. Okay, so he actually likes Davis. He hasn't turned on Davis. He's the only one to shake his hand willingly. When he comes there, the aunt won't shake his hand. She slams the door in his face. She won't offer him, a cool drink or a hot drink. Say we out of both. And so people are still very angry with him. But the son has made a turnaround because last week the son wanted nothing to do with his father. He's very angry with him. This time the son is totally on his side. Even before he found out that the girl was a prostitute, he wanted to go home with his father. And so like I said, he's going back. Okay, so Ralph Angel meets with his parole officer. Lord, I've been there. Anyway, the parole officer comes out, a young black guy, and he informs Ralph Angel that he has got to have terms of his parole, or he has got to have a full-time job. It's a 40-hour-a-week job, or they can pick him back up. So he's got to get a job. He tells him about the situation with the land and the farm. He says, very good, but you still got to work a regular job. It is written in your parole. And so Ralph Angel actually goes out and gets a job. Gets a job, and it's like looks like some kind of what do you call that? Warehouse work. So he's showing the warehouse, which is good. I mean, I don't know how he's gonna work a full-time job and work this farm, but it's gonna have to happen. All right, he meets the parole agent. He goes off on his sisters. Okay, so this is when he explains that how Charlie was there only there for the summers, and the other sister couldn't wait to get out of the house, get out on her own to get. I guess Nova left at about 18 years old, and so really Ralph Angel's the only one that's been there with the father working the land. So he really loves the land. He does not want to give it up, but they are all three. They have to agree with what they're going to do because they all three own it equally. Okay, so this may be tied in with this guy Laundry because these repo people come to pick up one of the tractors. They say that he hasn't made the father was 3 months behind in his payments on his tractor, and so Charlie says, "Well, come on in. I'll write you a check now for whatever he owes on the thing." And they say, "No, we have to pick it up." And so Ralph Angel pulls the gun on him, I guess it's a Glock on him, the same gun they used to rob this convenience store. So that story still hasn't unraveled. But he pulls the gun on them. Then they pull up a shotgun on him. There's a standoff there. The girls try to talk him down from the gun, and he surrenders. He surrenders the gun after his son runs out into the yard and calls for his dad. Kind of brings him back to reality. All he has to lose, and so they go back in the house, and the people take the tractor, so they won't even accept the money. So that's probably that man Laundry trying to run him out of business. Apparently, this man has bullied kind of the local black farmers. Most of the farmers are leasing the land. They lease it and work it. What is unique about this particular land is that their father actually owned this land. Okay, now a lot happens in this episode. I'm sorry. So now Ralph Angel, he's stressed out. He does smile a lot more in this episode. It's hard to like him a little bit or understand him anyway. But he shows up at his ex-wife, his ex-girlfriend. I don't know if they were ever married or not, but at his ex's house. And she greets him at the door, and they started pecking. First, she's kind of push off, and then she starts unbuckling his pants. So he lifts her up, and then they go in the house. So I guess she lives in like a trailer type house kind of thing. Anyway, it's obvious they go in there and they have sex. And so I thought they were leading to him being involved with the teacher. In fact, when she opened the door, I saw that long hair. I thought it was the teacher. It's not. It's the ex. I won't call it ex-wife, ex-girlfriend. The ex. So they go and they make love. He gets his job. Okay, so getting towards the end of the episode, I'm not doing this in chronological order. I'm doing this according to the characters. So towards the end of this episode, the girls have decided that they think him and Blue should move into the farmhouse, which is good. They need a place to live, and so they decided they're not going to sell the land. I mean, you almost have to figure that's what's going to happen. But they've decided to fight, and that Blue and his father will live in the house. So I guess there's more than one property on the land. There has to be because the aunt, I believe, lives on the land in another house with Hollywood. As far as the aunt goes, she was at work. She's not an insecure woman because Hollywood is out in front of her restaurant where she works. She works as a waitress, and this other waitress that works there is out there flirting with him big time. Young girl, fast girl. And she walks out there. She knows what's going on. It's very obvious to her that she's flirting with him. She's been on the flirt with customers and so forth. But she doesn't get mad. The relationship sure seems to be the best so far. And so, okay. So let's go on here to Charlie and Davis. We started with Charlie and Davis. Ralph Angel. Okay. So as I said, there's not a lot to say about Nova in this season. I mean, in this episode. And May and Fee, she has her relationship. She does tell the girls to stop bullying Ralph Angel, treat him as an equal, which he is as far as his land goes. He is an equal. And they've been kind of pushing him around and not taking his feelings into consideration, like they're kind of running the show. And she said, "Don't do that. It's not right." Okay, so the thing wraps up with them deciding to keep the land. Laundry calls at the very end of the episode, threatening. She said, "We're not going to sell to you." and he makes a kind of slick type of threat. You're not from around here. We do things different here, and Charlie informs him that she does know how to handle business. And then I'm sure Nova has a trick or two up her sleeve, and I guess Ralph Angel will be the muscle. So it seems like it's going to be about this land. So they have decided that they are going to work the land for 1 year. Okay, so Michael's going to go back to the father. Charlie has decided she's not going right back. And then the two girls and Ralph Angel have decided they're going to keep the land for 1 year and see if they can bring a crop so they can get the full price for the land. If they sold the land at what he's offering, when they paid the bills, they would break even. So basically, they would just give him the land. It'd be a total giveaway. If they can bring in one crop, then it would sell for a much better price. However, we all understand, I think, that ain't no way in hell they're going to do that work and fall in love with the land and then give it away. Particularly when Ralph Angel wants it so bad. So maybe they intentionally made him kind of hard and kind of not likable in the very, very beginning, because he's going to be the hero of the thing, or the family who inherits the farm and works it and things like that. Okay, so I wish I knew more about this kid that was in jail. I think I was paying attention, and they didn't identify what relationship he had with Nova, but I'm sure we'll find out next week. All right, so this is a little quicker review, but it was a great series. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I tried to get it all down. I mean, I could have waited till the morning to have better lighting, but I really am kind of excited about this particular series. It's touched me, particularly when I know now I know. And then they had the nerve. They had the nerve to put the Empire commercial on their own network. First, I was confused. I was saying, why would they be advertising Fox program on OWN? But you got the money, you pay for the slot. You know who's going to be watching it, and you know we're going to watch the other one too. So I'll have two shows to review very, very soon. Have a good night, people. See you next week.